Nazis, world domination, the Third Reich. One man's evil vision. Hitler was defeated in 1945, though his twisted ideal lives on today. For decades, there had been rumors key members of Hitler's inner circle escaped the fall of Berlin. Maybe even the Führer himself. But where did they go? And what is their plan? Today, many fear a new generation of Nazis is influencing our governments, our businesses, and our money. If Hitler faked his suicide, as many experts believe, could he have found a new base of operations and started again? Is the Nazi Party rebuilding itself? Tonight, we unseal the truth behind the Nazis of today and reveal a shadowy network of Hitler's followers. What if the history you were taught in school was all a lie? Is our government controlled by a secret society? Welcome to the world of conspiracy, where cover-ups, secrets, and hidden agendas all trace back to a single source. We're about to unseal the secret files the government doesn't want you to know about. This is Unsealed, Conspiracy Files. May 1st, 1945. German officials announced the death of Adolf Hitler and his wife Eva Braun after they allegedly commit suicide in the Führer bunker.
In 1947, we really didn't know if Hitler was alive and well. We took the words of the Soviets, and we know from decades thereafter that word really wasn't that reliable. So was Hitler dead? The FBI has an extensive file on Adolf Hitler that goes into what Hitler could look like and what he could be doing after the war. Obviously, in 1947, the government and military should have taken this letter a little bit more seriously.
To this day, Hitler's body has never been produced as proof of his death. So what really happened to Hitler? Unsealed Case File. Operation Paperclip.
Operation Paperclip was an agreement between the Soviet Union and Americans to split the scientists of Nazi Germany. I mean, these people were highly intelligent. So, with an agreement with the Soviets, we decided to pull some of the Nazi scientists over to our side. Some of them went over to the Soviet side. They were given full immunity for any war crimes that they may have committed. They were able to live on U.S. soil and work for the United States government.
Who better to help recruit Nazi scientists than Hitler himself? If Hitler did assist in Operation Paperclip after the war, where was he at the time? Many experts believe that Hitler fled Berlin with Eva Braun, and with the help of an underground network of Nazi sympathizers, made his way to Argentina, where he lived in hiding. Throughout the late 1940s, many eyewitnesses reported seeing Hitler in the foothills of southern Argentina. Given the large community of Nazi refugees already in the area, the Führer's presence is entirely plausible.
You can't help but think that there is a connection to these rumors that Hitler was alive and well.
And according to eyewitnesses, Hitler is again living out in the open as a man of the people. Unsealed Case File. Adolf Hitler. September 21st, 1945. The FBI circulates a top-secret report on Adolf Hitler. The report states that Adolf Hitler landed by submarine in Argentina and is hiding out in the foothills of the southern Andes. Did the FBI let Hitler stay hidden? Or did the FBI use Hitler in a plot of its own? A secret Cold War misinformation campaign against the Soviets. It's the 1970s, 30 years after Hitler's supposed death, and FBI Director J. Edgar Hoover holds classified files on the Nazi leader's whereabouts and activities. These files support the incredible theory that Hitler is alive. Why and how did Hoover keep this information secret? What was his plan? Berlin, 1945. A man named Guido Bernardi writes a letter to the FBI that says he has verifiable proof that Hitler did not die in the Führer bunker as reported.
This was a very strange letter which said, in essence, Hitler was smuggled out of Germany, he was still alive, living on a German submarine. And this really was an astounding letter. The question is, how seriously did they take it?
Shortly thereafter, Bernardi disappears without a trace, and the letter is destroyed. Was Guido Bernardi silenced to protect a conspiracy between Adolf Hitler and the FBI? If so, what was the purpose behind the FBI's dealings with Adolf Hitler? Up next, we expose the FBI's first-hand knowledge of Hitler in hiding and reveal the government's harboring of a secret Hitler bloodline on Unsealed Conspiracy Files. Welcome back to the world of conspiracy. This is Unsealed Conspiracy Files. Hitler's secret escape from Germany to Argentina. A classified Nazi community with FBI protection. Did Nazi Germany fool the world with Hitler's fake suicide to prepare itself for a fight to the end in the 21st century? The Allied defeat of Germany in 1945 dealt a knockout blow to the Nazis' plans for world domination. But the Third Reich's underground network of sympathizers was far too extensive and fanatical to be crushed by military means.
The Navy and our intelligence services were looking for Nazi war criminals throughout South America.
Did Hitler draw the FBI into his sinister circle and conspire with them to keep his dream of an Aryan world alive? Reports of a strange rendezvous off the coast of Argentina reveal compelling evidence. 2.5 weeks after the fall of Berlin, a German submarine lands in the middle of the night at the Valdez Peninsula on the southern tip of Argentina. And out steps Adolf Hitler. Unsealed case file. Hitler's escape. A report on Hitler's escape records the submarine landings, the pack horses, and an all-day trip inland toward the foothills of the southern Andes, where Hitler takes refuge at a local ranch. At the time of the report, the FBI's source is hiding out in the United States. FBI agents helping Hitler to safety in Argentina would undoubtedly rank as one of the greatest international conspiracies of all time. Proof of an American plot to protect the dictator would send shockwaves around the world.
The idea of a Nazi community where top Nazi generals might have fled, where scientists might have fled, was frightening.
But did the U.S. government willingly aid and abet history's greatest madman? Or was the FBI simply hot on Hitler's trail? By the late 1940s, Argentina is the new base of the Third Reich. Even if the FBI wants to, they can no longer force the Argentine government to turn the fugitives over without causing an international incident, one that could potentially implicate the Bureau in Hitler's escape.
In other words, we thought we'd won World War II, but there was a whole other kingdom where there were Nazis that could destroy the earth.
Has the FBI's work to help shelter Hitler in Argentina backfired, leaving Hoover powerless to act? Or has something else held him back? Bin Laden was a threat, and the U.S. hunted him down. Saddam Hussein was a threat, and they hunted him down too. Why would Hitler be treated any differently? There are hundreds of pages of FBI reports on Hitler after the war, but one report in particular raises disturbing questions. June 28, 1946. An FBI special agent meets an unidentified contact in a Philadelphia alleyway. The contact hands the FBI sensitive data on Hitler's covert activities in Argentina. The top-secret file contains a list of 200 top-ranking Nazis who escaped Germany and crossed the Atlantic. There is a map of secret sailing routes between Argentina and the U.S. eastern seaboard. And finally, there is a notebook titled The Iron Cross Organization, along with details of a covert Nazi network operating in the Philadelphia area. Was Hitler secretly planting the seed for the new Nazi Party in America? And if so, is the Iron Cross organization alive and well today? Many experts believe that Hitler was doing far more than merely hiding in South America. He was mobile and active, and he was obsessed with taking over the world's new superpower, the United States.
In 1947, this letter was sent to the United States Army to General Clay that referenced that not only was Hitler alive, but he was set to attack certain points of America, Great Britain, and other key targets on the world.
Following the war, the image of Hitler the tyrant is still fresh in American minds, along with nightmare visions of what might have come to pass if he ever came to the United States. The question is, did he go to America? Unsealed case file. Hitler is alive. August 1946. Hitler is spotted in a Washington, D.C. restaurant. A note on file with the FBI states that Hitler is not dead. He is right here in Washington, D.C.
The German U-boat fleet was so successful in reaching our shores that at the end of the war, a German U-boat surfaced in the Delaware River right outside of Camden and surrendered.
It sounds like the plot of a Hollywood thriller, but there is compelling evidence to support the claim. In the 40s and 50s, Hitler has allies all over the United States. But there's another, even darker reason Hitler is in the capital. After the war, the greatest threat to American security isn't the Nazis. It's the Soviet Union. And no one knows Stalin's secret ways better than his archenemy, Hitler. For the U.S., there could be no better operative in the covert war against communism than Adolf Hitler. Top-secret FBI files detail Hitler's visits to Washington and Philadelphia, where some experts believe he was recruited by American law enforcement. But did Hitler infiltrate the U.S. with help from the United States government? Or did he do it with help from a family we know dangerously little about? Up next, we reveal the secret to Hitler's incredible influence over the United States on Unsealed Conspiracy Files. Welcome back to the world of conspiracy. This is Unsealed Conspiracy Files. U-boats secretly transporting Nazis to American shores, a sinister underground syndicate, and the man who started it all. Did Adolf Hitler succeed in planting a Nazi network in the United States of America? Some believe that Hitler produced a male heir shortly before the Second World War. Is it possible that he might have a son? While the details remain shrouded in mystery, reports of a son fathered in France during his service in the First World War are harder to dismiss. His name, Jean-Marie Laurey. Laurey is born in 1918 and lives most of his life with no idea that Hitler is his father. He fights for his native France against his father's army during the Second World War. Laurey's claims to be Hitler's son are dismissed by many. But for others, the mere thought that Hitler's DNA is being passed down from generation to generation is alarming.
What you would have is world domination by a race that believed they were the super race, exterminating everything that was in their path and creating a new world order.
Could there be a second Hitler in the form of a grandson or great-grandson, ready to seize power in the aftermath of war or financial collapse? And are there other family members to fear? According to reports, the German dictator has an entire clan of relatives and their descendants currently living in America. At war's end, many fled Europe for the United States. Why did they feel so safe in the country that led the fight against their infamous namesake? Did the U.S. government offer them asylum? Hitler saw Germany's financial collapse after the First World War as his golden opportunity to unite the nation under the banner of Nazism. Today, the entire world finds itself in the grip of a financial crisis of unprecedented proportions. Is the stage being set for a new Hitler? Hitler once proclaimed the Third Reich would last 1,000 years. Preparing for war, Hitler would have known that the United States would make a powerful enemy. But in the darker recesses of his imagination, perhaps he believed that America would make an equally powerful ally. All he would need was a man on the inside to convince the U.S. government to embrace his Nazi vision. Some experts believe that man was William Patrick Stewart Houston. Born in Liverpool in 1911, Stuart Houston is in fact the Führer's nephew, William Patrick Hitler. In the 1930s, he moves to Germany to reap the benefits of his uncle's rise to power. The Führer gives him a job as a banker. Dissatisfied with this, Stuart Houston threatens to blackmail Hitler by revealing potentially damaging family stories to the press. He's forced to flee Germany, after which it's rumored he finds work as a British secret agent. Then, in 1944, he unexpectedly joins the U.S. Navy. Why did William Patrick Hitler suddenly join America's armed forces? And why did the U.S. trust a notorious character from Hitler's bloodline, so recently part of his inner circle? Did he offer secret information about his uncle? Or was he trying to infiltrate the United States? Today, Hitler's twisted vision lives on. The spellbound masses of the past replaced by the American Nazi Party, neo-Nazi skinheads, and other white supremacist groups. To most, they are a fringe element with no chance of ever gaining popular support. But recent evidence has revealed this new generation of Nazis is plotting a return to power. Is there a new Nazi threat to the United States? And could the nation's sins of the past come back to haunt it? Coming up, Unsealed Conspiracy Files. Welcome back to the world of conspiracy. This is Unsealed Conspiracy Files. The time to act is now. There are 3 simple steps you can take to unseal the truth.
Follow on Twitter.
Follow the Unsealed Twitter feed to receive breaking news of the latest conspiracies as they develop.
Tell your story.
What did you see that you shouldn't have?
The government's known about it all along. Why has nobody told us?
Upload stories and pictures to our interactive map.
Join the movement.
Get the Unsealed bracelet and the unique code hidden underneath to access exclusive content. Stop living in the dark. Get involved in the fight to unseal the truth. Now. Recent evidence has revealed that Nazis may be threatening the very heart of American national security. According to a 2012 Reuters article, the last decade has seen record numbers of Nazis and other white supremacists joining the American military. But these Nazi soldiers aren't interested in fighting for the United States. Sources say American Nazi leaders seized this opportunity to encourage their young followers to join up. A skill they will put to deadly use in a climactic race war the movement believes is just around the corner. In a 2008 Justice Department report, half of all known right-wing extremists have military experience.
The SS was not simply an elite branch of the Nazi army. The SS only admitted true believers, people who actually inhabited the world of the superiority of the Aryan race, people who would kill when they were told to kill.
For now, America's Nazis remain divided in small groups existing on the fringes of society. But what if this new generation of Nazi soldiers was successfully united under a single charismatic leader like Hitler, a leader of the Führer's own bloodline? Could he or she begin the fateful call to arms? Will America pay the ultimate price for its secret Nazi dealings? Only time will tell. Unsealed Conspiracy Files.